Today I'm making turkey wings. I've already thawed them out in the sink and I've already washed them and pulled out the feathers, and I'm getting ready to season them with black pepper, coriander seed, accent, poultry seasoning, my favorite Slap Your Mama Cajun seasoning, and some Lawry seasoned salt. I also got a couple of things going here. I'm going to put these potatoes in my greens, and I'm going to possibly make my squash. My mother's not going to let me out the kitchen. Have some fresh greens going here with ham hock seasoning. I have a lot to do today, and this is my pan that I'm going to put my turkey wings in and bake them. I don't know if I have enough time to season my wings and let them sit in the refrigerator overnight because I'm kind of pressed for time. I'm possibly going to do some macaroni, squash. I'm going to have greens. I bought some baked macaroni, baked spaghetti with cheese and some sauce to my family earlier today. But I'm getting ready to cut off these wing tips in just a few minutes. As you can see, I'm cutting off the tips. My mother wanted the tips cutting off the turkey wings, so I cut them off. I really don't like cutting things because that's not my expert. I think I cook pretty well, but as far as cutting, slicing, and dicing stuff, don't really like that too much. But I do the best that I can. This is my least favorite part. I'm cutting the tips off the turkey wings as my mother requested. And I just have a few more to go. I got my tips and my turkey wings separated in this sink. You know, I like to keep everything nice and clean. I have my squash here. I put some olive oil in my pan, and I'm going to cut up some onions to put with my squash. My mom cutting my turkey wings.
I ain't cutting
I'm
all
just
of
so
them.
pitiful.
You cut the
Cutting
other
them at a
one.
jump. See my mommy talking junk now. Now I've rinsed them and drained them again. I have my tips over here and my main part of my turkey over here. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the pan so I can season it. I'm not sure if I'm going to have time to let it sit overnight, but I am going to let it sit in the refrigerator for a couple of hours anyway, because if you don't season it right, it just won't be right. Food has to marinate, meat has to marinate in the seasoning. You have to let that seasoning get down to the bone. See, and I'm going to season it on one side, and then I'm going to do it on the other side and get this cleaned up here. Now I'm going to get ready to do the tips. I am now seasoning my turkey wings with poultry seasoning, my favorite. As you can see, I have Slap Your Mama, some black pepper, accent, onion powder, poultry seasoning, a little bit of coriander seed, and some Lawry's. I've already seasoned one side. Now I'm going to flip my turkey wings over and season them on the other side. I'm going to put a little bit of red vinegar on the bottom of the pan, bake it at about 325 until it's nice and done. I had to turn off the fan because it was blowing away my seasoning, but I'm going back with the Slap Your Mama here on my tips. Make sure I get them real good. A little bit of seasoning salt by Lawry's. It's kind of hard to hold this camera and season it. A little bit of accent on these wings, tips, a dash of onion powder, my black pepper, and my poultry seasoning. I'll be ready to go. Now I have my 4 Monks apple cider vinegar. I'm just going to pour enough, just enough to cover the bottom of the pan, not too much. Because remember, these tips have fat in it, so I'm just putting it in the corners, just enough to cover the bottom of the pan. And now I'm ready to go. I've put my yummy turkey wings in the oven. This is Cooking with Fee.